All right, there's only 3 sides left, so we're going to tack these on the other ones. But again, I was talking about extranuclear genes, cytoplasmic genes. The ones that are found in the organelles, those again would be directly from your mom, because when you are in the womb, those organelles are, added into your cells, and there's no mixing of DNA from dad. It's just from your mom. Um, Mitochondrial DNA is actually something they test now. Um, they can use it in forensics. They can use it for all kinds of things, but it's definitely a ironclad, because your mitochondrial DNA is going to be exactly the same as your mother's, whereas your other DNA won't, because it'll be a combination of your mother and your father. Okay, so when you have extra nuclear genes, they're inherited. You get them from ma. They come from the cytoplasm, which comes from the egg. Okay, so as far as your appearance and everything, it doesn't really play a big part in that. But again, the thing to remember is the DNA that builds you comes from mom and dad, but you have other DNA in you as well, and that's maternal. That's all mom. Okay, and the first evidence of this, where they had studies where they had, there had to be there had to be more than just DNA from mom and dad, came from plants. They had little patches in them. Like these little areas of whites and stuff, and they didn't know where that came from. And when now they can do a lot of molecular, get right down to the tiny level to see what's going on. So that's where they figured it out. Okay, so some defects in mitochondrial genes, unfortunately, prevents the cells. Remember, when we're talking about mitochondria, it is the powerhouse. It's what gives you your energy. We have glycolysis out in the cytoplasm, and then it breaks its products down, and then it goes into the mitochondria, and the mitochondria has to go through, the Krebs cycle and the ETS, and then you get all this ATP. Well, if there's defects in your mitochondrial genes, you won't get enough ATP, and usually it affects your muscles or your nerves. Okay, so there's 2 examples I found. One was called mitochondrial myopathy, and again, that's an issue with your muscles. Okay, there's not enough ATP for your muscles. And then there's one called Leber's hereditary optic neuropathy. And optic, again, it deals with your eyes. Okay, a lot of these people are blind because there's not enough energy to take the information from your eyes and send it to your brain, and so you can understand what you're looking at. Those are a couple examples. Those happen with the mitochondrial DNA, which you would inherit. So if your mother has, mitochondrial myopathy, her children will have mitochondrial myopathy as well, because they get the DNA from mom. Okay, and I think that's it. Yep, we're done. We're done with chapter